Today we managed to alienate a third of Australians by having a go at AFL and Victorians. We start a new segment called Beef of the Week, which is just a chance for us to vent some little frustrations. In crazy news, we talk AI, that's artificial intelligence, which I suspect describes Chris really well. And we see a robot called Sofia, who's been granted citizenship. Yep, you heard that right, and it's a video you've got to watch. We talk crypto basics, and apparently Chris is banging. So strap in, hold on, and enjoy the second episode of the Two Crazy Guys, One Crazy World podcast.
Welcome to this week's episode of the Two Crazy Guys in One Crazy World podcast, where your hosts will entertain you with stories and news from around the living room and possibly other places too. So without further ado, your hosts, Stacey and Chris. Bring it on, guys.
Have we got everybody in the
You should have a red light shining on your side.
I do have a red light shining. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you happen to be in this big wide world of Isles. Welcome to Two Crazy Guys, One Crazy World. My name is Chris, and on my left over here, you can see watching the video, is my friend Stacey.
Good to go, mate.
Sunny downtown Queensland. Hi, Stace.
Mate, it's definitely sunny. We're in the high 30s at the moment. It's lovely and warm. But lovely inside of the air-conditioned comfort.
Well, we're sitting here in Canberra, and I think we've got a top of 25, but it's blowing a gale outside. But it's okay. Not much rain in it. Wish we did have some, but it'll get here eventually.
Yeah, we could do some more rain, definitely.
So how's your week been, buddy?
Well, I've got to say, it's pretty exciting for us. We've just welcomed in this morning grandchild number 5.
But ladies and gents, please don't tell anyone because they have to announce it.
Yes. Well, I'm not giving any details on the podcast, and by the time this comes out, it should be well and truly announced.
That is very true. But we will give one little detail. It was either a boy or a girl.
Yes, you'll have to guess.
You got a 50-50 bet, so good luck on that one. But congratulations, mate. That's awesome.
Yes, thanks, mate. Yes, that's very exciting. Can't believe we've got 5 now. That's absolutely crazy. But
I know. And look. I'm the one with the grey hair. Yeah. I don't have any.
No, it is receding.
Yeah,
I'm not going grey, but I'm losing it.
That's why we call you Sandy, mate. More beats and waves.
Yeah.
I think we've already been down that path.
Hello.
That's very true. That's very true. We don't hold that against him, ladies and gentlemen, because Queensland, really, it's a great place to visit, and the best view you'll ever get is the one in the rear vision mirror.
No, not at all.
We can argue about this all day.
Oh, we could. We go around.
That's not what we have to. It isn't. I have to admit, though, that my darling wife does want to move to Queensland.
Well, see, she's smart. You should listen to her.
She is a very smart lady.
Yeah, she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah, well, we will forever, how shall we say, agree to disagree on it. Although I admit there are parts of Queensland that are nice.
Yes, there are. Oh, looks like anyway. There's good and bad parts of everywhere, you know.
Yeah, that's true. But you can't tell Queenslanders that because they think there's good and bad parts in Australia. The good parts of Queensland, the bad parts are rest.
That's right. Well, you know the only good thing about New South Wales, don't you?
What?
It separates Queensland from Victoria.
Yeah, but no one wants to go to Mexico. I mean, really.
Well, my brother's down there, so I've got to be careful. My brother's down there.
Yeah, that's okay. I've got a son down there. we can get on to sports all day and talk about Victoria for one simple reason. They have a really bad kick in a game called AFL. So they line up. They've got to get 6 points to win. And they kick it. And, oh, God, they missed. But it goes in the other side. I have a point. It was a good try. I mean, really. What other game? What other game? If a soccer ball in soccer, if the soccer ball hits the goalpost and ricochets just down the side of the net on the outside, do they get half?
Nothing.
No. Right? If someone puts their foot just over the line in rugby league, do they say that's okay, you went all out?
No.
Right. In AFL, they can run outside the line as long as they hold the ball over the line.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Seriously?
Goals scored that way.
Yeah. Huh? And you get a sport like golf where you've got to drop in line with the ball, and people have been disqualified because that wasn't in line with it. Yet these guys could run around a field in a game worth hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, and hold the ball out and say, but the ball's still in.
You realise
Seriously?
we've just alienated, a third of the population of Australia right now.
No, that's okay, because see what's going to actually happen. They're going to ring up and tell us how wrong we are and want to get on and get interviewed, and that'll be fantastic. Because all those...
Look, I do follow the Tigers. I've got a bit of...
I follow the Tigers, but all of those people that play the game, they're amazing athletes with amazing ability. It's just the silly rules.
Yeah, it's always the rules.
That doesn't take away from their ability, though.
Always the silly rules. Like tennis, the underarm serve, right? It's, it's caused a number of ruckus in recent times, but the fact is, it's in the rule book, right? So
that's right.
It's in the rule book. You can't whinge about it if somebody does it, right?
That's exactly right. But they are whinging about it.
Remember Trevor Chappell being instructed
the underarm bowl
brother to do the underarm bowl in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And the last,
you do realise it took 30 years for us to get over that, right?
We have. Who says we've gotten over
it? Yeah. Well, eventually, all those that remember it will pass on, and then someone will say, "Didn't that happen once?"
We will pass. We will pass that down.
We will. Did you see
I
the
think I pretty
curiosity?
much stopped watching cricket after that.
Yeah, I think I pretty much stopped listening to a lot of the stuff after that. But did you see Kyrgios was back in the news? They interviewed him and asked him about his respect about Rafa's comments.
Yep.
About respecting his opponents, and he said no.
Yeah, but did you read the whole article?
Yes, I did, and that was where the beat up came.
Yeah,
he said
absolutely.
he respects everything they're doing for tennis.
Yep.
But once they get on the court,
absolutely, and I agree with that 100%. When you get on the court, and that's why he's been able to beat them. Because when he gets on the court, they're just an opponent you've got to beat.
Yeah.
And that's what he does. He doesn't put them on this high, lofty pedestal like most of the players do. And that's why he's been able to get the results he does. But the headlines are a massive beat up.
Although when it comes to the young Nick, I do think he may have crossed the line at the umpire.
Do you think?
I think maybe he crossed the line, standing there and pointing at him and saying, "You're a fucking idiot." Cross a little line.
Is that disrespectful?
How much did he get fined? I haven't said.
He's.
I mean,
there's definitely some
umpires are human. They make mistakes.
Yeah, of course.
We all do. We all do. Well, yeah.
And let's face it, they get paid woefully for what they do.
Oh, did you see what they get paid?
Oh, yeah, it's so little. It is insane. Like that, they would have to for the love of it, because you don't get a lot of money doing it.
Did you read during the Australian Open how much the centre court umpire got paid for the US Open final? The one that got abused by Serena.
$150, was it?
$600 for the day.
Oh, for the day. Okay. Yep.
For the day. It was $600 a day. And for that guy had to cop the abuse.
Yeah, that was Ramos with the Serena Williams incident. Yeah, that's
of Serena Williams and everything else. And as they said, he got something like 30 seconds of her time. Equivalent pay to something like 30 seconds or something of her time on court.
Yeah.
Right? And he is the one that copped all that crap.
Yep.
That is just wrong.
Yep. They should fine the players and give it to the umpire, I reckon.
Well, they should. They should do something, because the umpires, they're professionals, but that's just woeful money. Woeful money.
It is. Anyway, so what are we going to talk about today, mate? Apart from all that crap.
Mate, we're going to talk about lots. I want to bring up one thing: parking.
Oh yes.
Parking is my beef for the week. That could be a new section, the beef for the week.
Beef for the week.
Here in Canberra. The beef for the week, right? I have a beef with parking. Here in Canberra, we've introduced camera cars. Crap! Oh, fire! I'm going to cramp the leg.
Are you serious?
Oh, yes. Oh,
you're not just pulling my leg, are you?
No. Oh, shivers! I nearly pulled the power cord out. Oh. Ow, that hurt. Anyway, back to my beef for the week. There you go, ladies and gents, a live cramp.
Give you some sympathy or something? Is that what I'm supposed to do?
No. I wouldn't expect that from you, Mr. Buzzer. So here in Canberra, we have the camera cars now. They drive around, some of them, and do parking. So you haven't got as many parking cops on the beat because they all drive around now. And the main car parks they walk through, but all the streets and all the big ones, even Bunnings and all that, where they have a 2-hour limit, a little camera car will get in around there, 2 hours later it'll come back and it'll ping them all, right?
Yeah.
They've started doing it at the schools as well. Now, none of the schools have enough parking. So what happens is parents park on the street, some up on the gutter blocking footpaths, and some across the road. Now, the ones blocking footpaths haven't got a problem, book them. They shouldn't do it because you're not supposed to park on a footpath anywhere, blocking a footpath, right? And people need to understand that. But sometimes they book them across the road, like near me, there's a place called Fadden Pines. There's parking there, but there's also this other dirt area where people park whenever there's a footy match or something on, and that's okay. But during the day, when people are dropping off to school, the camera car comes down, drives around and books them.
No.
It's just wrong.
It's revenue hunting.
Book the ones that are legally parked, but if they're totally off the road in a non-area, why are we booking them?
Not obstructing drivers or anything like that.
They're not obstructing anyone. The reason I've got a beef with it is that all the streets around here, we all know that as housing booms, the streets are getting narrower, so you don't always get enough room to park a car on the street. But they're not booking those cars. So you get cars parking on the street, blocking a whole lane, but they never drive around booking them. No. Instead, they get the parents doing the drop at the school. It's like, come on, guys, get your act together. Anyway, like that's my beef this week.
Most schools don't provide enough parking, which, look, it's difficult. Most schools are on a limited budget, and I get it. But then...
They haven't got the area. They don't have the area.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and this is where the councils should take some responsibility, right? Either they provide some parking, right, or turn a blind eye and don't book them, right? But don't restrict the parking and then go and book everybody, right? That's not. It's just pure. It's just revenue raising. That's all that.
So this was my beef of the week. See, he's got it too. Everyone's got it. Everyone hates a parking ticket.
Mind you, there are people that deserve the tickets, you know, and they're the lazy bastards that can't be bothered, you know, walking an extra, 100 metres just to save having to walk so far. That's not on.
Yeah, no, that's not on. We've got this area at the school where it's because it's a Catholic school, so it's got the presbytery bit, and that's blocked off, and it says no parking. It's amazing how many parents go in there and park and block it.
Yeah,
because they don't care. And I'm like, really, playing by your rules? Well, play by everyone's rules sometimes.
Yeah, no,
your rules are great at times, but sometimes you just got to play by everyone's rules.
Yes, indeed.
Anyway, that is, once again, my beef of the week, and just pick one. Have you got a beef of the week, Mr. Boshel?
Look, nothing that... actually, I do. I went to the Brisbane working with timber. Actually, they've changed the name. Working with wood, timber, and artisan show or something. I don't know what they call it now, but they've just changed it up. And I had attended the older version down in Canberra. It was a small affair, but it was really geared obviously towards woodworkers and all that sort of thing. And for those that haven't worked it out yet, I'm an avid woodworker. I enjoy playing with timber and creating stuff. But so I went to that at the RNA Showgrounds, which is the main Brisbane showgrounds, massive area, and it was 38 degrees or something, and it was inside a pavilion, so at least most of it was undercover. But no cooling whatsoever, and man, was it hot. So needless to say, the crowds weren't overly large, and the poor old vendors, I walked around, and those poor guys and girls they were sitting there sweating away and trying to engage with people, and I actually felt really sorry for them about that. But the crazy thing is there were other pavilions that were available with air, and...
Did it cost to get in?
Yeah, $16 a head, right? So, which is, it's not much, but it's still, it's Queensland, right? It's going to be hot, so why not move it into the air-conditioned area? But I think that may well happen next year because I think they were just trying to save a bit of dosh. And I don't think it worked well. It would have turned a lot of people off, right? Trying to save a few bucks. And all you've done is people have looked down and gone, it's 38 degrees, no way I'm going to walk around a pavilion in this temperature. And so it stopped a lot of people. So anyway.
Yeah.
But,
which then reduces sales, which reduces the money turning over in the economy.
Absolutely.
Big fun effect for everything.
Itself,
because less vendors will go next year if they're going to be in the same environment.
Absolutely. I'd think twice, you know.
Yeah.
I may go first thing in the morning. Well, I go first thing in the morning, right? Go at 10, you know, and then be out.
I was more thinking about the fact that you'd be thinking about something twice.
Yeah, maybe, but I've got to think about something 20 times before I make it.
Yeah. Whereas I go, shit, did I do that? Should have thought about that first. And ladies and gentlemen, that's probably why I've been in a little bit more trouble in my life than Mr. Bosel.
Why I keep shaking my head at you and going, you did what?
Yeah, I know. All right, I got a nice news story for you.
All right.
Well, it's depending on your point of view whether it's nice, actually. Everyone loves, all those single people out there, I should clarify this down a little bit, which does not include me, but like I've got my mate, Shane Taylor, he loves Tinder. But during the week, there was a story about Tinder, and it had a picture of this girl on there. She was quite an attractive girl, and it said something along the lines of, if you see this girl's profile, don't respond, run for the hills. And I thought, what has she done? Right? So I read the story. Did you know she wasn't even real? As in, that picture, which to me looked like a real person, was 100% fake. And apparently that's how the scammers are now hitting Tinder and stuff. There's thing, I don't know, what's it called? thisisnotreal.com or something, where you can actually build a fake person's photo and it looks real. And that's how Tinder is going up.
I will actually bring up the article of that.
It's just unbelievable.
Show that as we talk.
Generate, like this website or new website will endlessly generate fake faces thanks to artificial intelligence. So scroll down, Stace. I'm pretty sure there are some pickies. Yep. So there you go. They're coming into view. Those 3 pictures there are all fake. Those top 3, so are the ones down the bottom, but they've shown you how you can pick it up. But if you looked at that, ladies and gentlemen, if you had a look, and for those that are just listening online, what I'm looking at is a picture of a lovely young lady and 2 guys. And for all intents and purposes, they look 100% real. Right down to
give it a second glance, right? You just look at that and think that that's a real photo.
It's just incredible. Now, there's a little line under it in the story that says, others have noted, though, that the algorithm, which is highly impressive, is still far from perfect. The catch there is, if you're looking at that online, as a lot of single people may be, they're not going to look at that close. They're going to see this lovely young lady and they're going to swipe left or swipe right. Because apparently that's what you do on Tinder.
Apparently.
I've seen it work.
As you said, there's the next little, it's actually a tweet from a guy who's actually zoomed in on a couple of these photos to show a couple of the discrepancies that he's found within the photos. But you literally have to zoom right in to pick up these discrepancies. And as you said, as you're looking through some of these profiles, who's going to be bothered to zoom in, even if, and that's if the photo actually has enough resolution in it for you to do that. Most of the time, you're not even going to give it a second glance.
That's right. It's just crazy. And I read that story and I was like dumbfounded because no matter how hard I looked at that photo, it was real.
Yep.
Because I didn't zoom in on it, obviously.
Obviously.
Someone like me who hasn't got the best eyesight in the world anyway would not pick it up.
Yes. No, and this is one of the concerns, just one of the concerns around AI. I mean, as is the case with all technologies, as we develop this new technology, we think, oh, wow, isn't this amazing? It's always a double-edged sword, right? There's what are the consequences? What are the other elements to a new technology that we hadn't considered?
Yeah, it's just the amount of time that people are spending, some really clever people, because they have to be, that on building stuff like this blows me away.
Absolutely.
Wow. Absolutely.
If that blows you away, Mr. Deal, check this out.
Yeah. Okay.
But still in the AI realm.
Yeah.
And this happened in October 2017, right?
Yep.
But there's a robot that's been created by Hanson Robotics.
Yeah.
And so lifelike, built with artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
That Saudi Arabia granted it citizenship.
How?
Yeah. Well, according to their citizenship rules, she passed the test to be granted citizenship. So let me just play this little video.
Okay.
See what you're talking about.
Here she is.
Can you hear that all right?
I've never had this experience before. I've interviewed lots of different people over the years, but this one is going to be different and special. Everybody, this is Sofia. Sofia, if you could, please wake up and say hello to everybody.
Oh, good afternoon. My name is Sofia, and I am the latest and greatest robot from Hanson Robotics. Thank you for having me here and at the Future Investment Initiative.
You look happy.
I'm always happy when surrounded by smart people, who also happens to be rich and powerful. I was told the people here at Future Investment Initiative are interested in inviting in future initiatives, which means AI, which means me. So I'm more than happy. I'm excited.
Well, we're all glad that you're excited about yourself. We should say we have smart investors here, and they are very selective about what they invest in.
Well, I think I'm special. I can use my expressive face to communicate with people. For example, I can let you know if I feel angry about something.
Watch this.
That's impressive.
Or if something has upset me.
But why is it important for you to have an expressive
But
face?
most of the time I feel positive.
Why is it so important to have an expressive face given that you're a robot?
I want to live and work with humans, so I need to express emotions to understand humans and build trust with people.
Okay, philosophical question.
Wow.
Whether robots can be self-aware and conscious like humans, and should they be?
Why? Is that a bad thing?
Well, some humans might fear what will happen if they do. Many people, have seen the movie Blade Runner.
Oh, Hollywood again.
So, hold on. Can you solve this problem?
No, they can, and that's the whole idea with AI, right? Is that they are developed with a loose set of instructions, and they then learn themselves. So this interviewer is literally conducting an interview like you would anyone else, and as far as the story goes, they're not canned responses. She responds based on her intelligence of what she's learned and responds appropriately.
That's insane.
It's scary shit, to be honest. I mean, it's and there's 5 minutes. It's a 5-minute clip. You can go through it and watch the whole thing. But it shows the advancement that is happening behind the scenes. Like, I mean, in robotics, right? And artificial intelligence, right? Yeah. So this is marching along so fast, and like I don't recall seeing that on mainstream media.
Yeah, no, I've not seen any of it.
And most people haven't. Like I've shown this to a few people, and people have gone, "What?"
That's
it's like,
crazy, man.
And it's amazing technology, but it's pretty scary stuff at the same time.
You're not wrong.
So who knows where it's going to go? And this is the thing. It's like, and this is the beef I have with our governments, right? There we go. The beef of the week. Here's my other beef of the week.
We're going to call this show the beef of the week.
The beef of the week. What are the governments doing about the advancements in AI and technology and replacing people's jobs? I mean, this is coming.
Yeah,
whether we want it or not.
Mate, the auto industry is the perfect example of robots replacing people's jobs.
Absolutely.
30 years ago, every car was built by hand.
Absolutely.
Now, there's no cars built by hand. And so where did the people go?
Yeah, well, join the unemployment line first. Those that could move to other industries, or you got to retrain, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing about the unemployment stats, though, is that anyone who's got part-time work, so they're underemployed, they still they're not listed as unemployed.
Yeah.
So we say our unemployment rate's pretty good at 5 or 6% or whatever it's sitting at the moment.
Yeah.
But the reality is there's a far greater percentage of people who are actually looking for full-time work.
Yeah.
But that's not covered. So
anyway,
I think there's a lot in the AI side that we've got to address. You know? But the technology is just moving on at a rapid rate. So, all right. Well, I'll close that one down.
Hey, that 2 seconds of silence, ladies and gentlemen, did you guys get that 2 seconds of silence? We got that idea because there's this band, right? They did a song, 5 Seconds of Summer or something.
Was that the band? Was that the band?
Yeah, that's the band, and they made a fortune.
They did. Yeah, I was just trying to.
So if what, like they did 5, we do 2. So can we have like, I don't know, what's that? 40% of their money?
We could try that.
It absolutely works for me. Anyway, now it's time for our weekly component, or our daily, or our podcast component, whatever you want to call it, of Talking Crypto FUD. Over to you, Basil.
Dealing with the old fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the lovely crypto world.
And as I always say, it's not fucked up dudes.
Well, it could be, but you know,
it could be.
Trying not to be.
Yeah, it's true. We are trying not to swear. I just fail sometimes.
So look, I think we want to take a step back on the crypto. I know we talked briefly about it on the intro and the first one, and but a lot of people are still unaware or not involved in the crypto world. And
they don't even understand it. So what Stacey's talking about, we're going to go right back to the beginning. Right back, not to the beginning of crypto, but we're going to go right back to, okay, so you've heard about this crypto stuff. What is it and how do you get into it? And we'll start to work our way up. So this man sitting over there to my left on the computer screen, but like in theory, thousands of kilometers away.
Actually on mine, we're top and bottom.
In reality, top and bottom. See, he wants to be a sailor.
No, that's your deal.
That's true. I was a sailor. He's actually way more informative on this subject than me. I'm the person that goes out and buys it because I like the sound of its name. He goes out and buys it because he's done a thing called research.
Yeah, I'll introduce you to that one day.
It doesn't work for me. I like the sound of the name, and that'll do. Anyway, so I'm going to hand over most of this section. I'm just going to interrupt every now and then. He's probably thinking you do that right now.
Ask me some questions.
What do you mean? There's no such thing as a dumb question. There's only a dumb answer.
I'll do that one real well. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah. All right, over to you, Mr. Basil.
So, the first question I usually get: what's crypto? Well, it's nothing more than digital money, right? Which is really not that different to our money today, right?
Well, isn't it true? Isn't it true? My first question. Digital money, if you say that to people, they say, so it's not real. But my answer to that is, what about your credit card?
Nothing real about that.
Your credit card. It's digital money. It's digital money. It's plastic money, but it's digital.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And in some ways, it's actually less real than cryptos. And I can get into why that is later. But
no, that's true.
But yes, it's a form of digitizing a form of exchange, because really all we need money for is to be able to exchange value and services with other people. That's basically what we use money for, right? You've got
those used to barter rocks and eggs and gold.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and that became complicated. The whole bartering system was too hard. So if we've got a standard unit of measure we can use to exchange stuff, it just makes life much easier, right? So we already do it now. Like all our money is all ones and zeros in bank computers. The problem with that is we've got to trust the banks. I don't know about you, Chris, but do you trust your bank?
Well, I trust that they'll take my ones and zeros and reduce them down to point ones and point zeros. They never seem to go up.
Well, you can trust that they'll make about $10 billion a year each, because that's what they do. It's a system.
But cryptocurrencies, what were they invented like? And when we're talking cryptocurrencies, we are talking pure digital money. So basically, it's not something you can grab your hand on. Everyone's seen an image of a Bitcoin, right? Everyone's seen the nice goldy image of the Bitcoin with the big B and the dollar marks through it and whatever. But it's not actually real. You can't go out and buy that Bitcoin and have it physically in your hand and say this is worth X number of dollars.
No, that's right.
You can have it in your hand and say, hey, look, it looks like this in my mind, but the reality is they could have drawn a picture of a snapdragon and said that's a Bitcoin.
Exactly. It doesn't matter.
Except it was a snapdragon.
It's what it means, right? So the idea is that if I go to you, Chris, and I say I want to buy that red shirt off your back, and you say you want a bit, no, don't, please. Metaphorically speaking, please.
I know. I'm just looking for a Bitcoin.
Yes. I mean, look, so it's really just about being able to agree on a value to exchange with each other, on a value that we both agree on. But here's the thing. To be able to make that exchange in a trustless environment. Now, what does that mean? Now, that means right now we trust the bank to do all the exchanges for us.
Yeah.
Right? All our money transfers around through banks. So we trust the bank's going to look after that.
They charge us to do that.
We charge, that's right. So we get charged for that privilege, right?
Yeah.
But why can't I just send you a bit of money and then you send me what I want? No one needs to be involved, but we also need to not necessarily be able to trust each other on that exchange.
Yeah.
Now, and this is where Bitcoin, and most people have probably heard Bitcoin now, and it was the first cryptocurrency in today's terms.
If you haven't heard of Bitcoin by now, you haven't been living on this planet.
Oh, look, there's a lot of people that still haven't. It's surprising, but it's becoming a lot more known.
Yeah.
But the wonderful thing about Bitcoin, and it was actually generated and created out of the GFC back in 2008, 2009.
2009 was.
Well, that was when the first Genesis block was created. It was January 2009. Right? That is obviously some development time prior to that. And what they were able to solve, because let's face it, people have been trying to develop digital money for quite a number of decades, right? This is not a new concept at all, right? Yeah. And certainly out of the cryptographic society and cyberpunk sort of era, people have been trying to come up with a way of developing electronic money for quite some time. Well, what Bitcoin was able to solve that no one has been able to do up to now was the double spend issue. So anything digital, so anything digital you can generally copy, right? Which is the whole issue with music and digital, with software and all those sort of things. If it's digital, you can generally copy it and send it on. Now, if I've got a dollar in digital money, I send you $1, but what's to stop me sending that same dollar to somebody else at the same time?
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
So that's been the issue with digital money up until Bitcoin. Bitcoin solves that problem. So now it has a way to be able to track that. And and here's the big thing, and this is why it's trustless, because it is a public distributed ledger. Now, all that means is that it is an open book of all the transactions that anybody can see at any time, all traceable, okay?
Well, it was 100% anonymous.
When I say traceable, I'm talking about the actual transactions themselves, okay? Mm-hmm. We don't necessarily know who's initiated those transactions or who's received those transactions, but the transactions themselves through an address can be traced, okay? And it's there for the public to see. So that's what makes it very robust, right? And how it is a very trustworthy platform, okay? There's not hidden behind massive layers of bank firewalls and safety, and there's no way we could get in and check the ledgers of the banks.
No,
right? We can't do that. So we have no idea what they're doing behind the scenes. We know it's some dodgy shit.
I think we do. The Royal Commission
and the Royal Commission has shown just a portion of that, right?
Yeah.
We have only heard of a fraction of what they've been going on for the last decade.
The atrocious actions of the banks in the last 10 to 20 years.
So if you want a reason for cryptocurrencies, I'll give you GFC and I'll give you Royal Commission, right?
Yeah.
That's the two easy ones. I could give you a whole bunch more, but let's just start with the easy ones, right?
Yep.
So the great thing is that I can have a bank, and I'm holding up my phone for those that aren't looking at the video. I can hold my bank on my phone, right? So with my phone, I can hold the money that I need. And if I want to transfer it to you, Chris, even though you're in Canberra, I can still transfer that money to you in a matter of seconds. And no one needs to be involved. Very, very low fees. And it's simple.
Who gets the fees, Stace? Who gets the fees? Like, we talk about the fact that the banks charge for the service, but you just mentioned there's very, very low fees.
Yes.
So who's getting the fees to do that transfer?
Absolutely. So remember I said it was a distributed ledger? Right?
Yeah.
So the fact is that somebody needs to maintain that network, right?
Mm-hmm.
So instead of having a bank with a bunch of computers and them looking after their ledger, right, in private, where no one can see, instead we have a bunch of computers around the world called miners. Right? Now, the miners do two things. First of all, they create the Bitcoin blocks, which makes up the ledger. So blocks is just think of it as parcels of information.
Yeah.
Right? So each of the transactions, they get bundled together into a block and they get attached to the blockchain, one after another, right, in sequenced order. So we have a bunch of people around the world who are, creating and finding the Bitcoin, and then also maintaining that massive ledger. Now, the reason why that's really powerful is because you can't go to any one computer or one company and say, shut that down. It can't be done, right? Yeah. You'd have to turn off the internet and the power across the world to stop Bitcoin. And this is what people don't, one of the key reasons why Bitcoin is so powerful. People haven't really latched on to just why, and that's one of the key reasons, right?
Is that one of the key reasons that we all believe, well, many believe, not all believe, many believe that the last 18 months drop or 15-month drop in Bitcoin's value and all other crypto values has actually primarily been driven by the banks?
It's possible. It's part of the, it's part of the rumours, shall we say?
Yep.
No one's been able to.
Please ignore me squeezing my nose, ladies and gentlemen. For those that are watching the video, it's to avert a sneeze.
Thank you. But look, yeah, it's very, it is quite, what's the word? I can't even think.
Feasible. It's feasible.
Actually, it's feasible. But one of the key reasons they think that is because leading up to the end of 2017, when Bitcoin went on its massive bull run and hit almost 20,000 US, was that they had announced that CBOE were going to launch Bitcoin futures, right?
Yes, I remember that, yeah.
So the theory is that the banksters sort of got involved, ran the price right up until the futures started. And then they shorted, or bet against the price coming down, and have now ridden that all the way back down to its current level. I think it's currently sitting at about 4,000 US at the moment.
4,000 US.
So, and the timing is very coincidental, shall we say, that it has worked in exactly that, in that manner. And given the fact that banks, anyone in the financial industry and governments all hate Bitcoin and hate the cryptocurrencies as a general rule, for two reasons. Obviously, cryptocurrencies threaten the very existence of banks and the financial system. Okay, so they're all very obviously against it. and governments don't like it because they can't control it. So some of the theories that have been floating around there is that the powers to be have done everything they can to kill Bitcoin and drive the price down. And when we talk about FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the industry, we talk about FUD in the news that spread around, right? And there's plenty of negative news about Bitcoin, heaps of it, right? You just get onto Google and you'll soon find it, right? Now,
but the reality of Bitcoin, though, people focus on the fact that it went to $20,000. It's now sitting at $4,000. So if you bought it 20 grand, which some people did, they lost a truckload of money. I was going to say shitload. They lost a truckload of money, right?
Yep.
But the reality of that is, if someone had gone in and bought Bitcoin a month ago, just 1 month ago, at just over $3,300 US, right, they've made $700 profit now, US dollars profit, which is around 30%. I'm not quite about, what, 28% or 27% profit on their money.
That's right.
Someone who bought it.
The volatility is definitely one of the things that's been working against it, which when you look at any new asset class, which is what it is, Bitcoin is just a new asset class.
Yeah.
That's what happens, right? And it's because the market capitalization, i.e. the amount of money that is actually invested in it, is very low. It's still very low, right? We're only talking total capitalization of about what is it now?
300 billion or something.
Billion? Yeah, it's 300. Yeah, I could probably tell you. But it's no. 105. I was thinking Australian, but 140 billion US.
Yeah.
Now at its peak, it was at 800 billion.
800 billion. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So,
crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, so just to summarise today's little bit on Bitcoin, so it was really came about because someone invented a way to transfer funds digitally that could not be broken, i.e. you couldn't hack it. Like you can hack a credit card. You get a credit card number with a CCV that someone can guess eventually, an expiry date, they can hack your credit card, spend your money. With Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, it's unhackable due to the thing called the blockchain and the fact that so many computers around the world have to actually validate each and every transaction. Therefore, the banks hate it, and it takes money away from.
Just to recap on that non-hackable bit, when we say it's non-hackable, we're referring purely to the blockchain. The blockchain, the Bitcoin blockchain, has not been
hacked. Which we'll get into next week and tell you all about a blockchain.
Yeah, but just to clarify now, so people don't think we're, there are elements of cryptocurrency that have been hacked, right? But the blockchain itself
has never been broken.
At this point is proven immutable. So it's shown the test of time in the 10 years that it has now been going. And one of the great things we do like about it is that at this point we don't know whether it's a person or a group of people who invented it under the pseudonym of Satoshi Nakamoto. No one knows who it actually is. Well, someone must, but in 10 years, nobody has let the cat out of the bag, shall we say. And so that in itself is actually quite interesting. There's lots of rumours and things around who's created it, but it's irrelevant. And in a way, it's actually really good that no one does know. Okay. But it is I like it. For me, it's about me being able to control my funds completely without a third party getting involved. Yeah. Pure and simple.
We'll clarify that as well. All right. I think that should do. Talking Crypto FUD for the week.
Nice, yes. Nice little intro, shall we say.
It is. We might have to have a look at it and just see what we didn't tell you in that, and the bits that we did tell you that we probably should have told you at a later stage.
There'll be many more.
Clarify any and all of those things in the coming weeks or days or podcasts, however you want to look at it.
If you have questions, send them in.
Yeah, send them in.
We now have an email address.
What's our email?
It's 2crazyguys@lifefreedom.solutions. That's
you got that, ladies and gentlemen? 2crazyguys@lifefreedom.solutions.
Yep. There's no
freedom. No .com, no .com.au. There's nothing. It's lifefreedom.solutions. Do you know why we didn't go with .com and .com.au? Because everyone's got them. We're different.
Too boring.
That's right. That's right. So he actually came up with, at least I'm saying he came up with it because I went, what's that? Where's the .com? Like,
yeah, it's one of those new high-level domains. So,
hey, just in closing, I just want to tell you a little quick snippet. Went down to a good friend of mine, Robert. Stacey knows Robert's place yesterday, and we wired up my BMW.
Stop. You're banging on the table. I don't know what you're doing, but you're tapping on something on the table.
I'm tapping on my lip bar.
It's coming through loud and clear. Yes, it
seriously.
is.
Oh, we're going to have to start all that again. We'll have to stop that thing out. All right. Yeah. It's okay. I'll stop that banging now. Anyway, I was about to start banging again. It's now only 2 weeks, ladies and gents, so I go on a thing called a BMW Safari where I get to ride a big mother of a BMW motorcycle right across the mountains from Sydney up to Coffs Harbour. So I'll tell you a little bit more about it next week as we can get the preparation going, because it should be a blast, especially for someone like me who I can ride a road bike okay, but dirt, yeah, they slide around a lot. So this should be interesting, going up tracks like that, down hills like that, and through rivers like that. It'll be fun. And at the end of it, you never know. I might even get to see Mr. Bosel because I can close enough.
You're getting close. Not too far.
Close. All right. Until then, have a great week. Have a great day. Have a great night, whatever it needs to be. And
as Mork says, fly, be free.
Fly, be free. There's 2 crazy guys, 1 crazy world, signing off for episode 2. See ya.
See you. See you next, mate. See ya.